Welcome to the International Festival's 50th anniversary. There is something that is totally unheard of among community colleges and smaller cities in the United States, and that is an international program that is 50 years old. The intensive English program began 45 years ago, which is again unheard of among community colleges, because this program at Gadsden State, the Alabama Language Institute, is the first intensive English program in the state of Alabama. But more significantly, it was the first intensive English program recognized by NAFSA among two-year colleges. Over our 50 years here at Gadsden State, we have welcomed more than 6,000 students from more than 140 places. That's a truly remarkable legacy for anyone to leave. And the good news is we're still about the business of doing this. We're very delighted that our students come to us from all over, and we are even more delighted that they allow us to help them fulfill their dreams, help them begin their college experience here in a place that is small enough they can get to know one another, their professors, and the community, and then they gain their confidence and get a great start and go on to accomplish their full educational goals, many times going back home and changing the lives of the people in their own communities because of the education that they have gotten here. One of our students came from a country that was really not too fond of another student's country. And when the first student was applying for a job, as he was being interviewed, he was asked how he would feel about interacting with and serving students from a country that his country didn't like. And his response captures the beauty of our programs here, because his response was, maybe our countries don't get along, but here I'm a student and he's a student and we're all one community, so we get along. This is what we're doing, international diplomacy in Gadsden, Alabama. So thank you so much for being part of our celebration tonight, and thank you for your support of Gadsden State, and we're just delighted to have these programs and to have you join us for this celebration.
Working with international students is a calling, not a job, and so everyone has that calling and really loves it, and it shows, and it's what has kept the program going. I've had parents, who came to visit or called on the phone, and when I would start explaining all the academics and everything, inevitably somebody would say, well, that's nice, we think your academics are good, but we like your program because you all take care of my child. I can't afford to see the world, but I can have the world come to me in my class. And inevitably, I learned more from them than they learned from me, I feel like. I gave them a little language, but they taught me about the world. The students are always very surprised that one of the benefits when they come here is that they are going to school with the world. They haven't met people from other countries either, some of them, and so it's very eye-opening for them. And to see that interchange, to me, is one sort of overarching success story. I feel like I was the luckiest person in the world to work with the students. I loved getting up every day and coming to work. It wasn't always not stressful. It's a double negative, I understand, but it was just the most wonderful thing in the world. The thing that international exchange will do is help with world peace and help with understanding. It's a totally different world now, and has been for many years. We are all interconnected, and the only way we're going to be happy with each other is if we know each other.
There were times that we were scrambling to find teachers because we had so many students, and we were teaching lots with part-time with adjunct instructors. We were able at that time, and academically it was really nice because we were able to run 4 levels that were true levels of all of the curriculum, And then there were other times while I was the administrator over the program that we might have 20 students, and those were really tough times because academically you were having to combine some classes and in some ways justify your existence. It was always economically advantageous to Gadsden State to have the Ally program, but even more than that, it's culturally advantageous. It made us a very different school with that. One of the parts that I have enjoyed the most, I guess just personally, is we've had a couple of major grants with Ally where we were bringing students from other countries, and the biggest one was certainly the Brazil grant, and we brought well over 100 students, I think well over 150 students to study. It's kind of nice for people to find out that things that they thought were rules and absolutes may not really be rules and absolutes, and there are a lot of great and different ways of looking at issues. I think that particularly we here in the United States, and please don't get me wrong, I think I live in the greatest country in the world, but there are also a lot of other great places in the world, and there are a lot of other styles of living that are pretty wonderful. I'm very proud to have been associated with this at Gadsden State because I think that it's changed Gadsden to some degree. It's certainly changed Gadsden State when you come here out of East Teboga or Altoona or Gadsden, wherever, and you run into people from different cultures, different religions. They look sometimes different from the way that we do, and it's pretty terrific.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends, students, teachers, administrators, and all of those wonderful people from Gadsden State Community College and local community. I'm so happy to be with you on such a special occasion when Gadsden State celebrates its 50th anniversary of its international program. Gadsden State Community College deserves congratulations for having the vision, the realization of the importance of international education and how it has the power to enrich people's lives, teachers, students, communities, many benefits from it. Without a doubt, international education impacts the lives of many. It has the power of transforming people, places, and the world itself. I do believe that through education we can make a difference in the world and promote peace and a better understanding among diverse cultures. I remember well the arrival of new students filled with great expectations for a successful and memorable time at the college. I remember the welcome parties at the Baptist Church, Chamber of Commerce, and the City Hall, which show what a great community support we had. The tour of the city, always successful, the visits to Nakalula Falls, and of course the International Food Festival, the preparations, the rehearsals, the cultural exhibits, and of course the delicious international food.
Hi, I'm Ron Bagley. My parents and I settled in the Gadsden area in the late 1960s. I remember clearly having a difficult time adjusting to the new culture after being raised in Brazil and leaving my high school friends behind. One day I was told there was a call for me where I was working at the time. The call was from Joyce Nelson, International Student Advisor at Gadsden State Junior College in that time. She told me a handful of students from several countries needed some help with English in order to study here. Then she asked if I would be interested in volunteering to help them. I'm not entirely sure how she found me, other than the fact that I had graduated from the college and I had been involved in international student clubs and trips. I couldn't believe how fortunate I was. This was a chance to feel at home again, surrounded by people like me who needed help adjusting. All this happened in 1973. and I'm still enjoying this commitment today. Our international student program grew fast. Students from all over the world were coming to Little Gadsden, Alabama, and to the First Language Institute in the state. After that, the numbers multiplied, and we kept hearing that recruitment efforts were helped by word of mouth, and that the teachers, the advisors, the office workers, administrators, and the community cared and wanted to welcome the world. The impact on my life has been complete. I know that loving what you do brings personal happiness and motivates you to keep trying to do better each day. But, you know, it's also contagious. My physical, emotional, educational, and even spiritual life has been made worthwhile because of sincerely appreciative and dedicated people from so many countries sharing their cultures and beliefs. Gadsden State, this community, and wonderful visitors from all over the planet make it really difficult to quit even after 45 years.
I have always felt that students can teach their teachers as much as we teachers can teach them, and I have thousands of stories, most of which we don't have time for now, of how learning about other cultures through our students, the activities as well as the classroom lessons played such a large role in expanding my horizons as well as expanding theirs. We had an interesting meal at our house one term. I had 6 students from Thailand, 8 students from Japan who wanted to cook for us. And so I turned my kitchen over to them one Saturday, all day, and that night we feasted. Ron Bagby and his wife and my husband and I. And my husband used to make a very mean lasagna, and the students were intrigued by this. The word had come up in one of our readings, so I promised them that he would make lasagna, and he did, and the students loved it. He was particularly impressed when one of the Japanese students was able to eat his lasagna with chopsticks. It was a pretty incredible sight. Probably the most significant thing that I remember, I was 8 months pregnant with my second daughter. We were at Nakalula Falls at the end of term to have a barbecue. And I was carrying some of the food that I had prepared, and I fell and injured my left ankle. Now, I was okay, or so I thought. We happened to have that particular term a young student, well, he was a doctor, he was an OBGYN from Columbia, who was here studying to improve his English so he could get into the orthopedic surgery program at UAB. So I was covered both ways. Leon was his name, was very concerned that I might begin to have contractions after my fall. And then my left ankle began to swell significantly, and he kept feeling it, and he kept saying, I think it is broken. And I kept saying, no, I didn't want to disturb, we had the cookout plan, we wanted it to go through. And then my blood pressure dropped dramatically, so the paramedics were there. They had actually seen me fall. He called them over. Bottom line, I ended up having to go to the hospital, and my leg was broken. Leon was there with me the whole time. It was kind of interesting that he was both an OBGYN with aspirations to become a surgeon. But he took care of me that day, and I've never forgotten that, and everything went well after that.
To be able to have that experience that I never dreamed that it would happen, because I worked in elementary school, school for the deaf, and many other situations, and I never dreamed that I'd be involved with international students. But since that time, it has been my privilege to visit 22 countries. And it's been one of the greatest blessings in my life, to learn of other cultures and to meet families parents of the children. Well, having the administration for the program, accepting the program, and for the wonderful teachers. We had wonderful teachers, very caring. And one of the teachers was Mr. Bagby. I hired Mr. Bagby. I had a lot of host families. They've kept up with the students over the years. And many of them have visited in the home of the student when they went home. Pat Patasavi, he calls me every Christmas. He calls me every Mother's Day from Bangkok. And then he writes me cards. There's a card there that I received not too long ago, and it was from Pat. It's been a great blessing, just a great blessing to my life. And to be able to hear, to get cards from them, and to get calls at Christmas and at different times. And then when they come back to visit, they always want to come back to visit, and they come visit. So, and they go to the office and find out where I live, and the doorbell rings, and there they come, Mom and Daddy and the kids. But it's been rewarding, really has.
There comes a time when we hit a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying.
Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
We can't go on pretending day by day
that someone somehow will soon make a change.
We are all a part of God's great big family, and it's true, you know, love is all we need. We are the ones, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me.
Hi y'all, I'm Alessandro from Brazil, and I'm here to congratulate and to celebrate with the Alabama Language Institute and all its great and blessed people that works and are committed to the international community over there. So in the name of Dr. Ross and Miss Carol, I thank you very much, all our great professors and the great friends that I made there. And you know, I love you all, and I pray for Eli to have a great and long life. Thank you all very much.
We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
Oh, there's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives.
It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
When you're down and out, and there seems no hope at all.
But if you just believe, there's no way we can fall.
Well, let us realize, oh, that change can only come when we stand together as one. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
Gotta start giving. We're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world. We are children. Let's go again. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Come on now, let me hear you. We are the world. We are children. Let's start giving. It's true, we all need somebody that we can lean on. When you wake up, look around and see that your dream's gone. When the earth quakes, we'll help you make it through the storm. When the floor breaks, a magic carpet to stand on. We are the world united by love so strong. When the radio isn't on, you can hear the songs. A guiding light on the dark road you're walking on. A signpost to find the dreams you thought was gone. Someone to help you move the obstacles you stumbled on. Someone to help you rebuild after the rumble's gone. We are the world connected by a common bond. Love, the whole planet singing along. Everyday citizens, everybody pitching in. You and I, 12 days, no water, what's your will to live? We'll amplify the love and watch it multiply. Feeling like the world's end, we can make the world win. Like Katrina, Africa, Indonesia, and now Haiti needs us. They need us, they need us. We are the children.
When you're down and out, and there seems no hope at all.
But if you just believe, there's no way we can fall.
Well, I realize all that change can only come when we stand together as one. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
Gotta start giving.
We're saving our own lives.
Well, it's true, we make a better day.
Just you and me.
We are the ones who make a better day.
So let's start giving.
There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world.
Hello everyone, this is Mohammed Osama Bardi from Tunisia Alumni Exchange Program for the school year 2014-2015. I was the first Tunisian who came to Gaston State Community College and to represent my country at the International Festival. I would like to wish Gaston State a happy anniversary. Miss y'all and goodbye.
I'm Daniela Lopez.
And I am Alejandra Lopez.
And we are from Colombia.
We were students in
2011
and 2017. We couldn't be there with you,
but we wish you the best.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Let's get together and feel alright. Come on, let's get together and feel alright.
Let's join together, fight this holy Armageddon. When the man comes, there will be no doom. Have pity on those whose chances grow thinner. There ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation.